I see it now. I'm not really sure why I didn't hear the alert. All right. Let's see. We are on game number 1. We just need to change this information. This is not the Valhalla qualifier. This is a show match. It's a play all 5 as well. Let's do RMS Series, show match, play all 5, desert maps. Yes, this is good. I was just surprised at the names involved. Yeah, it's my nickname, what you saw. My nickname from childhood, and it's not related to anything you might think of. You know, when I grew up and I started learning English, I was like, oh, okay, I cannot use this in public apparently, because people are going to get confused. But no, it's just a nickname. Don't worry. Hey, Melanchos. Let's get that audio set up. Yeah, boy. The great thing is, once again, we're only $150 away from maybe being able to buy the interface, which is the most important part. Then the microphone, the headphones, that can wait a little bit more. My microphone currently works for the time being. And yeah, headphones is like whatever. Perfect. Let's take a look at the map then, because that's the whole point. The RMS series, I am not 100% sure who's hosting this. There is not too much information about the show match or about the RMS series. Only the fact that Huevo Coyotl made the event for it. I do not know if he's hosting it. And it does, at the very least, there is no information about a prize pool. I'm going to reach out and ask him what the situation is. I'm asking him if he's hosting the... If he's hosting the series and if there is a prize pool. As soon as I have more information, I'll let you know. However, let's take a look at the map really quickly. Each player is going to begin surrounded by trees. Each of these trees is going to be 400, so that's a very respectable amount of trees. It's very similar to what we had for Cafayate, if you remember from the RMS Cup 2 as well. So it's not a lot of trees, but it's going to yield a lot of wood. Beyond that, we have farm terrain over here, kind of worn out farm terrain. And we are going to find the resources, the player-specific resources. So, for Barles' position specifically, we see that he's got 2 golds forward. And then we have 1 stone to the right-hand side. He's got 1 stone to the left-hand side. And these are kind of exposed, but these are not forward necessarily, right? So it's still pretty good. Each player is going to begin also with a monastery in the pyramid. The monastery allows you to train priests, from what I can see. Maybe once you get to the castle age or so, you can go for monks, right? And then there's a pyramid over here. I'm not too sure the pyramid's going to do anything. Right now, it doesn't really seem like it trickles resources or anything. And these monks, by the way, they're collecting a bunch of relics. But if you take a look at Barles' relic count, the gold count is not going up. So there are a lot of relics over the left-hand side. Yeah, that he's been collecting already. But I am not aware that they are actually trickling gold. And then we take a look at the right-hand side, and we have pyramids over here, which in the minimap display as white giant dots. I'm not really sure why. And also, Fire has gone for some relics, but he's not collecting quite as many, though. So where are the rest of the relics? On the right-hand side, actually. Yeah. We have 1, 2 relics over here available still for Fire to collect. And for the rest of it, we do have the Nile. So this is Nile Valley. And the Nile is going to be over here at the center. I think it... Is this the sea? It comes from the sea and it flows towards the northeast. It might be the case. I remember this one from the RMS Cup submissions, if I am not mistaken. Yeah. I wonder if that's the reason why it's called the RMS series. Well, Kyoto says that he and Sieste are hosting the series, but there is no prize pool. It will be based on donations. There we go. I'll try to get the donation link to put it also in the series command. So yeah, Fuel H is already here for Barles, and he's going up to the Castle H right away. Fire, on the other hand, is going up to the Fuel H much later. Barles is in a darn good spot, man. He's going up to the Castle H and he's on 25 population. Currently, he's got the priests and 20 villagers, so this is a very quick uptime, all things considered, in his population. But yeah, okay. Once again, I'm not 100% sure that the relics are actually given resources over here. It kind of seems like it, but then he's got 10 gold miners. I'm going to take a look at resources collected. Yeah, no relic gold. So the relics do not generate gold over here. I'll try to get some information regarding the maps. Nice though. Good defense. Yeah, I'll try to get some information regarding the map and we'll take a look at it. Barles got 2 barracks producing Eagle Scouts already. And Fire's been trying to take advantage of the fish at the center. He's been trying to take advantage of the Nile fish. However, Barles is not going to let that happen, which means these are kind of wasted resources for Fire. Notice as well, he's gotten to the Fuel H, but he doesn't really have the resources to click up to the Castle H. Plus, with all the pressure he's under over here with the Eagle Scouts. Yeah, he calls a GG right away. Well, interestingly enough, he actually was on a higher worker count, but obviously Barles was 1H higher, and it was just going to be a matter of time until we saw Barles go for the Eagle Warrior upgrade. Relics create wood. I'm trying to find information about the map. Give me just 1 second, and then I'm going to tell you more. And if we have more maps from the RMS Cup submissions, then we are going to need that for sure. So all right, I'm going to keep on checking. Let's take a look at the achievements over here really quickly. Also, if you would like to contribute towards the prize pool for the show match, you can also donate here. Not to me, sorry. There you go. You can find the command. And the relics do generate wood. You are correct. Huevo Coyote has just confirmed so. So, yeah, overall, KD is infinite, technically, I guess. For Barles, it's fantastic. We take a look at the economy on the other hand, and we see a much stronger economy for Barles by a lot. He ended up collecting 3,000 and almost 100 extra resources, as well as going out to the field and Castle H is significantly sooner as well. And then for Society, we see 25 villagers max for Fire versus 24 Barles, but it didn't matter. Barles in the end was putting just so much pressure. The Fire couldn't keep on going anymore, so we'll wait for game number 2. I think it's one of my favorite map submissions, but in the end, it didn't make it into the RMS Cup 2. So what do we get over here? Fire's on the left-hand side and Barles on the right-hand side. This is a Nomad start map. Let's update the score as well. It's 1-0 in favor of Barles. This is a Nomad start map, and the players are already going to begin with a yeah, this thing, which is called a town center. And it's fantastic. Then you actually go for your TC, but whilst you go for your TC, you can still train villagers from this one. Yeah, and now Fire's getting villagers coming out from his TC. I am not 100% sure. It seems like the villagers might be coming out at the same pace actually, so it's not slower creation. And I'll give you an exact description of this map in just 1 second. Alright, so this is called Lançois, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. I'm trying to find the information, but we'll see. In a moment, I don't want to miss on the action of the game, as we already have a little bit of action over here. Both players sent villagers down south.
Namaste.
Yeah, to get the docks up, and it seems like Barles is going to get the villager from Fire down over here, using the horse to block it. That's one villager going down right away. Fantastic. Yeah. But beyond that, both players managed to get the docks up and already start collecting fish from the south. So now, now I'm gonna try to find a description for this for sure. Okay, so the previous game, it was called Nile Desert. Oh, I found a description for this one. Listen out. Very open nomad start. Plenty of lemming opportunities. Alright. For this one. That's not actually the description though. That is a... Yeah, I'm judging. Why is Fire so behind the villagers? Well, he is behind in fishing ships over here. By 1 already. Actually, he's ahead in fishing ships over here by 1. But he has not been training villagers from both the TCs and this out of the box TC that they begin with. Meanwhile, Barles on the other hand, he's been able to keep production going from both. For civilizations, Fire is playing Persians and Barles is playing Gujaras. So yeah, Barles is gonna be getting a little bit of extra food for free from the Herdables garrison, so long as he's got access to food from elsewhere, right? So we have over here on the right hand side a bunch of fish, and then down south he's been collecting from the water as well. So this is one of the unique features of the map. Yeah, there's a lot of villagers already. Fire's behind by 9 workers, despite having a few extra fishing ships over there. He's going for a second dock. He's going up to the village. He's going up earlier though, so there is a possibility for Fire to put some pressure and be aggressive. Maybe like that, he doesn't need the actual economy. If he can just go forward and maybe snipe some villagers, especially as so much of the economy is going to be exposed. The thing about this being so open though is the resources are kind of far away. You take a look, we zoom out on the TC over here, and like after cleanup the fish from the pond, then we are going to see the berries over here and over here. They are very far towards the east and the south of Barles' base. And then the resources are going to be kind of similar to the previous map as well, where we have the gold exposed, the stone exposed over here. This stone and this gold, which you cannot see, but there's a gold over there. They are not exposed, but they are very... They're not forward, sorry, but they are kind of exposed very far away. So yeah. As Barles gets to the fuel age, he's going for a stable. He was already on the barracks. And Fire, he's gotten to the fuel age faster. But it doesn't seem like he's going for much aggression. He does have fire galleys coming out, so he'll be the one controlling water. But Barles is in a world of his own. Yeah. He probably doesn't need over here all the fishing ships, right? If he ends up losing these two, the only two that he had, he still has managed to get so many extra villagers down that he'll still stay ahead in worker count, so... There we go, he's going for the scouts. Second one's coming out, meanwhile Fire now is gonna start going for military. I like this, he's got the barracks on the way. In playing Persians, he's gonna go for a stable himself as well, so it's gonna be scouts from both players, just that Barles got a head start in production. You may recognize this layout a little bit, it's looking very similar to... What is the name of this one? Revelet, one of my favorite maps. And I believe some of the techniques used for Revelet map generation have been used for this map as well. It's a very original one though, in any case. Here come the scouts forward. So yeah, by the way, I finally found the description of the maps. It might be a little bit late right now to talk about Nile Valley, but we can talk about this one. Blacksmith on the way for Barles, just making sure that we don't miss on anything. Fire's already gone for the walls around the woodland. This is really good. Fire's managed to close the gap in working count quite a bit by taking the fishing ships down over here and being the only player on water, as he's got 6 fishing ships over here. Meanwhile, Barles doesn't really have a fishing ship left anymore. He is still ahead, 6 villagers behind, mind you, and he has got more than 1 villager coming out at a time. So, let's see if Fire's defense over here going to prove strong enough. That was so close. He was 1 hit away from taking the scout down, but Barles comes out on top ultimately. There we go. And yeah, alright, so the description for those who are curious for Nile Valley is: a shallow part of the Nile River separates players whose bases are located in the what? Why is this not? Okay, there we go. In the desert. The river has some fish and crocodiles on its shore, but except for the Siege Workshop, no, that is not Siege Workshop, that is SW, what is that? Swallow water part? It is passable everywhere. Swamp water, shallow water, SW. Anyway, there's very little wood on the map, but all the other resources are abundant, so resource balance and clear market usage is key. Players do begin with extra resources because of it being a nomad start. And well, indeed, you were correct. You can pick up to 9 relics which generate wood. So there were 9 relics available in the previous game. Barles managed to get 6 relics, I believe, and I think Fire ended up getting 1 or so. So that's going to be a very significant difference in resource income, of course. For this map, on the other hand, yeah, the description for this one says: the Restinga biome is represented in the northern corner with some javelinas and monkeys up over here. Alright. While we wait to see if Barles is actually able to break through ever over here, given that we have the fire galleys from Fire. Fire is able to defend himself fine. But yeah, it's represented up in the north. Then in the south, the Atlantic Ocean is bordered by a dense mangrove forest with lots of turtles and fish. A sandbank has some extra stone, and then a shallow river goes from the oasis to the sea through the dune area where players start. The western and eastern corners are healed with ponds that have 4 and 4 gold mines with 10 shore fish each as well. And the players will begin with extra resources. A small house, the small hut, this one, and the big hut, which is a town center. Players can create villagers from their big hut for 50 food right away and deposit gathered food at the mill, but are free to decide where to place their town center, next to food and gold or next to the big mangrove forest. Well, in this case, it's been just next to the starting TC. But Barles is already going for Shrivanshra Riders. He's getting to the castle so much faster. Fire's going up now. But it's going to take a little bit for him to get there. And now Barles is getting a defensive castle up as well, which will make it very, very difficult for Fire to continue going for any pressure over there, or attempt to go for any pressure. And for the most part now, with all the spearmen he's got, just going to be playing defensively. Once again, though, the villager lead over here is not that massive for Barles. It's 46 to 42, so it's only a 4 villager lead for Barles so far. Well, Fire, on the other hand, well, he's behind, but he's gotten to the castle age already. So there's a variety of things he can go for. He's been collecting some stones. Oh, it's open, though, it's open! And here come the Shrivanshra Riders. There we go. This is huge. A lot of the villagers over there are going to end up taking a lot of damage or going down. And yes, sir, Fire's just trying to bring these over back to the wood as well. As he's got the pikemen over here. He's upgraded the spearmen already. Needs to close the gap over here or keep on going for extra, you know, for extra walls over here. But yeah, he's going for a tower. It's very unfortunate for Fire. Doesn't seem like he'll be able to build closer to the wood line, which means that the wood line is still going to be kind of exposed. There you are. Fantastic. Nice defense from Barles. He's gone for the walls to the edge of the map already. It's open here technically, but of course the castle will provide protection. You know, Barles is, or I'm not really sure if he was or if he still is. And by the way, he pushes the villagers away from a stone over here. Now we see some chakram throwers, which, oh man, are going to be so hard to defend against. But yeah, Barles was, as of the last weekend, the number 2 in the world in terms of leaderboard. He was ranked 2 in the world, which is saying something for sure. And Fire, on the other hand, I don't think is anywhere nearly as high. Alice. Yeah, good defensive tower over here for Fire. They're gonna keep on trying. They're gonna keep on trying. Which I like to see, of course. Wow! Okay, never mind. Fire just calls the GG over there. He came in with a bunch of knights, but he ended up getting 1 converted. Still had water control over here. But unfortunately, since the very beginning of the game, he struggled big time to keep up with villager production. He was never able to produce from both the hut and the TC at the same time. So we'll take a look at the achievements one more time, but it's so far 2-0 for Barles. Let's check the achievements. What do we get? We'll see for military, a close to 4 to 3 KD ratio for Fire. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Barles by quite a lot, actually, collecting about 3,000. Actually, 3,015 extra resources exactly. And throughout the game, he was looking stronger for economy as well as technology. He was the first player to get to the castle age, even though he took a little bit longer to get to the fuel age. And Fire got to the fuel age faster, but was not really putting any aggression. I mean, he did go for the fire galleys, right? But then there was nothing on land, and given how exposed, how open the map was, that seemed kind of surprising given just how far away the woodlands were, the gold mines, the stone mines. Yeah, he didn't try to go for land pressure, and in the end, Barles ended up taking this one. Higher working count throughout the game for the most part, despite getting pushed away from water fairly early on. And fire was just unable to keep up. So well played for Barles. In game number 3, thus, is going to begin in a moment, which we'll wait for. Alright. We are on to the third desertic map for the series, of course. These are all desert-based maps, obviously. And Fire's playing down south. Meanwhile, Barles is playing up in the north. We are still going to have the same colors compared to before. This is a very interesting one, though. This is canyons. Yeah, it's very interesting looking. It's incredible to see how nice the maps look these days. And the possibilities from the map scripters to get some nice looking stuff. For this one, Canyon actually was not a submission for the RMS Cup 2, so I do not have a description at hand. But we can just take a look to see what we get. So around the starting TCs, players will begin on a little bit of water over here. We do have some shore fish available for players to start collecting from right away. And this is a map in which you can imagine Gujaras will be strong, right? Once again, you do have starting resources. You do have an alternative to the goats, so you could be able to go for a meal, right? However, it's not going to be the case for Barles because he's already utilized Gujaras for game number 1, but it's going to be the case for Fire. So, does he have? Yes! He's got the meal already up. He's got 8 goats already inside, whilst he's going to collect from Ibex. He's going to collect from the berry bushes he begins with as part of the civilization bonus, and he's going to collect the shorefish. The left hand side, he's going already for wood. So beyond the starting location, players will get gold and stone. And I'm not really sure if this is exposed by design or if it's just unlocking map generation for Fire, but he does have the stones kind of on the back, and then the golds are going to be both kind of forward. So I'm going to take a look at the map generation from Barles to see if this is just unlucky. Oh boy, it's just unlucky. The map generation for Barles is so much better over here. He's got 1 goal on the back, and then he's got 1 goal forward, but this is not too much of an issue, right? Then the stone down south over here is going to be exposed, and this one as well. Like the resources are far away. Don't get me wrong, the TC is not going to provide protection to any of these, but having the resource on the back means that your opponent's gonna have to go past your TC into your resources, which isn't really straightforward most of the time, especially early on when you're trying to put the aggression as early as possible and you just want to go right on. Beyond the TC and the starting resources, player-specific resources, we do see some hunting over here up in the north. We are going to find some hunting for Barles to start collecting, right? So a bunch of Ibex over here. He's got 6. And I imagine Fire's got a similar position somewhere. There's got to be Ibex. He pushed 1, we know. But where are these? So he's collecting the Ibex from the right-hand side. He's been pushing from the right-hand side. If we take a look at the scouting information, he hasn't really gotten too much scouting out. But he does have extra Ibex on the left-hand side as well. So he could potentially go for these two. If I'm not mistaken though, given the terrain that's surrounding the cannons over here, it doesn't seem as if you are able to go for docks over here because it's a rock foundation. Like it's going to be a rocky riverbed. And this is really well done. This is really well made. Absolutely fantastic. Once again, !showmatch is going to give you a link to the AoE zone thread where you can find more information about this. The first map was made by Sheng Sheng, Nile Valley. The second map was made by Huevo Coyotl. And Canyons is made by Septos. For game number 4 and 5, we'll have Circus and Kimberly Mine, respectively. So we'll see for those what we get, but for the time being, let's get through game number 3. I'm just going to ever so slightly fast forward over here, given that we don't have too much action. We are the 2K look at the map. Yeah, until we get some action so we don't fall behind too much. Still was on the way for both players right away. And Barles playing with Mongols. He was able to take advantage of the hunting, but then he still keeps on collecting from the Ibex up in the north. He's got 3 more over there, so his food economy is just going to be absolutely fantastic. And even though Fire, he's got the herdables garrison inside the mill over here. They are going to take a while to actually pay off. So he's sending some of the herdables to the back mill over here. He's just gonna try to split these up. And this is really interesting. Oh wow, this is actually really interesting. Has anyone tried this? Splitting your herdables between multiple mills so that they provide more food. Because the way that it works is, after you get past 6 herdables or so garrisoned, they are going to start producing less food compared to the food income from before the patch came out. So if you're able to circumvent that by going for extra meals, that is actually very interesting, because now Fire should have much stronger food income from these goats by splitting them up like this compared to... Yeah. Compared to having them all in a single meal. But I'm not 100% sure if this actually works or if the change was for total amount of garrison herdables regardless of the amount of meals. We'll see. Anyway, though, a villager's going down over here. There's a nice spot in front, Barles. I hadn't seen it before, but Spirit of the Law suggested it with very nice graphs as always. Okay, that's good. All right. Beautiful. Barles on 4 scouts right now. He's sending the missing one forward. Where's the 4th scout? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Oh, it's a very low HP one. He just used it to scout. And down south, he's got 3 left. Meanwhile, Fire, on the other hand, yeah, Fire is on 2 scouts himself. And he's going forward. He'll see if he can find any damage. However, Barles already been going for the walls, and it's going to be kind of difficult for Fire to get past the TC. We'll see. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's going right past the TC, actually. Yeah. There's just a spearman over there. Barles was not paying attention. He was probably paying attention up here, perhaps. Yeah, he was probably paying attention over there. Now Fire's coming in. Either that, or Barles decided to let Fire come in to trap the scouts. In any case, Fire does have the possibility of doing damage here. Just needs to find an opening, needs to find some exposed economy, and there is exposed economy over here. The scouts over here are not the highest HP, mind you, but if they focus on 1 villager, I'm very sure he should be able to get at the very least 1 villager kill. Even if the villagers are in groups. Alright, so he's going for 1, cannot do it, just gonna keep on roaming around trying to find something, and the quick walls are coming in from Barles. Fire's doing a really good job though over there, microing the units out. And oh man, this is the second time that Fire goes in the right direction, but then he kind of goes back, right? Over here it was not really possible for him to get to the right hand side because of the quick wall from Barles, otherwise Barles would have gotten these villages exposed. But then at a time he was going over the left hand side, and then he went back before he realized about those villages in the wood line. So yeah. That's very unfortunate because he saw the lumber camp. Anyway, Castle H is here for Fire, or is on the way for Fire, but Barles is going to be there significantly sooner. Yeah, and Fire ends up getting pushed away. Once again, this is going to be due to Barles' civilization and 40% faster working hunters, which are absolutely nuts. There you go. Up in the north. Second TC is coming out for Barles right away. Next to the Ibex as well, so he can keep on collecting food. Plus, he's going to have access to wood over here. He's going to protect these lumberjacks by having the TC. And fire. Still 20 seconds away from the castle age. Hello, our base. Hi. This is Gorge. This is not Gorge. This is canyons. The maps for this show match are based on deserts. And for the first two games, we had Nile Valley and Lensois. I don't remember the second part of the name, but it was a very good one. Both those maps were submitted for the RMS Cup 2. This one, not so much, but we already took a look at the map overall. They'll just turn into Jesus. Yeah. This is not particularly deep water. But let's take a look. We have Shivansha Riders coming out from fire. It's good. They are still good. I believe it's only the elite Shivansha Rider that got nerfed for the recharge time going up by 5 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the standard Shivansha seems like it's alright, right? Yeah, only 2 archers left over there, 2 crossbows, but 1 more Shivansha Rider is going to take care of those. And Fire is being able to stabilize. He's trying to find the crossbows, he's going to find them. Yeah, and he's going to clean this up, 1 hit each. Well done! Can try and go forward now, put some pressure, but he's gone for a monastery and he'll try to reset the HP of his army. Very, very important for Fire. If he's going to stick to 1 TC over here to go for a strong military production as it's available to him, as it's possible for him to go for, because Barles, he's gotten the second TC up, which we already saw on the left hand side, but then there's a third TC up on the right hand side that will allow him to protect even more of his economy. Plus the fact that he's completely walled up on the back over here means that it's not really possible for Fire to get right away to the exposed area of Barles. However, he does manage to find 1 villager. And here are the Shivanshas. Yeah. Just going to get out of here. 4th workshop, let's go! This is what I want to see from Fire. Full pressure. No compromises. Absolutely 100% investment. It's the only way he'll be able to take on Barles over here. And by the way, I talked earlier about Barles' position on the leaderboard. I'm going to take a look really quickly to see if that is still the case. During the weekend, and on Saturday specifically, Barles was number 2 on the leaderboard. And right now, he is number 2. Yeah. He's 2k6. He's one of 2 2k6 players. Just under Hera, who hasn't played a ranked game in 24 days, apparently. I guess it's probably just going to grind Empire Wars. Right hand side, we see more Shivansha Riders coming in from Fire, so he does have more than 1 group of units, which is great, because now he's going to force Barles to pick 1 area to defend himself. He's trying to come in, the quick walls are coming up already for Barles. Yes. And then on the right hand side, the TC is under a lot of pressure. And I never thought of Shivansha Riders to actually be a strong unit to take TCs down with, but I guess they do end up dodging arrows from time to time. They are just not very powerful, so in the end he gets pushed away from here regardless. Barles is going for a stable right now, will be able to go for camels. That's going to be the second stable for him. But he's got knights, or at the very least he's queued a knight from the north one, and we'll see what he uses the second stable for. The unit is very cool, almost no damage there. Yeah. Here comes the siege though. This is very important. Fire needs to get the TCs down. He needs to start taking villagers over here. He needs to make sure he punishes Barles' eco approach over here before Barles' economy actually starts paying off. So he's defending the Mangonels with the Shiransha Riders, and he's doing a good job taking the Knights down. And this is he's taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Barles is going for a counter push. He's taking 3 villagers down already from Fire. That's going to take the Eco KD out to 5-1 in favor of Barles. Meanwhile, Fire, he ends up losing 1 of the Mangonels. He was distracted by this, same as me. And he ends up losing 1 of the Mangonels to Knights in the end from Barles. And Barles is coming right in. Fire isn't able to defend against this. That's a lot of crossbows. He's bringing Shiransha Riders back. And this is going to be enough. I think this is going to be enough to clean out the crossbows. But you know, in this position, in 5 bars, I just trade for villagers. Because you know you're going to get cleaned up. Just take the villagers down. There are so many exposed villagers over here. And you had so many crossbows that you know you won't be able to clean out the Shrivanshas with. Sorry. So just trade for villagers. But in the end, he's just going to end up getting cleaned up. This is really good for Fire. Yeah. Then he still has some Shrivansha Riders on the right hand side. Even though he lost yet another Mangonel. He's going to end up taking the TC down over here, the stable down. At the very least, should be able to. There we are. Another Mangonels reaching the scene. Yeah, nice snipe over there, getting the defensive Mangonel down from Barles. And it seems like Fire will be able to take the TC down in the end. Just gotta be careful. Their Mangonel's coming up. Yeah, and the villagers are going down, so that TC is gone. Is a goner. See Barles bringing a few crosses over here. He has been trying to mass Knights though. He's gotten 4 Knights, 3 Knights over here and 3 Scouts. And we see the conversions coming up. Fire's only targeting 2 though with Dolemon. So he gets the conversions, but he will still end up losing the Mangonel. That is unfortunately not the best Monk Micro, but he did still manage to get the DC down and the stable down on the right hand side. So now he needs to move over the left hand side. Try to go after this siege. Oh, actually, sorry, TC. He knows about it. He's already seen it before. He's gonna try and breach through the gate to come in. The villagers over here from Barles are going to keep the gate up for the most part. They're holding the door. But here comes the Knight once again from Barles. He's just managed to get so many cost-effective trades over here. It's ridiculous. I mean, take a look at that. 1 Knight, he's getting 2 Mangonels down. It's amazing. He ends up losing the Knights for sure, but that's a very expensive loss for Fire, who's been relying on the siege to keep putting pressure. And Shrivansha Riders on their own will not take the TCs down, so... yeah, we need Armor Elephants. Alright. He's got 1 Mangonel left over here on the left-hand side. He's getting some nice villager picks. Yeah, this is what I like to see from Fire. This is what I want to see from the set over here. Just fighting standard will be very difficult for Fire to beat Barles with. So he needs to go for a full yellow approach over here. He needs to go for it. He needs to be the one putting pressure. He cannot be reacting to Barles. Yeah, he's got to keep these units very close to the Mangonel for sure, because he knows Barles is very soon going to... there we go. Bring the Knight out. In fact, I cannot really fight against the Armor Elephant over there, but check this pathing, check this pathing. Check how Fire is all the time paying attention to where those Knights are. And he's going right back, trying to provide defense, of course, to the Mangonel. And that allows Barles to get some nice poking at a distance with the crossbow. So he does end up chunking a lot of HP off these Shrivansha Riders. But in the end, Fire prevails. He ends up taking the stable down. He's going to go after the TC, and guess what? We have 2 Armor Elephants approaching. We have still some military units over here. 2 Shrivansha Riders for Fire to defend the Armor Elephants with. And he's going for more Shrivansha Riders as well. He's coming in. He's going to get the villagers down. Should be able to get the villagers down for sure. Bringing a Monk as well to convert any potential Knights. And that's a lot of exposed villagers. The showmatches are here. And that DC seems like it's going down and Fire's doing it. Can he keep momentum though? Can he retain his momentum? They're going for it. Let's check. Beautiful. If this TC goes down, that's going to leave Barles on only one TC himself. There you are. Yeah, this is overall pretty good. Fantastic. Now Fire is going for the extra TCs himself. This is something you make a transition into once you have done enough damage around your opponent's base that going for economy is not going to cause you to fall behind. And it makes sense. Fire is very close already to catching up to Barles and villager count, and a lot of this is because of all the villager picks that he's been getting, right? I mean, you take a look at the Eco KD over there. He ended up getting 43 villagers compared to 15 from Barles. And it seems like this is finally a game going in favor of Mr. Fire. I think you know why Barles isn't going for pikemen. Why would he add camels if he has monks? You're talking about Fire? Yeah. Because the monks are going to require good unit control, the camels not so much. You can just let the camels fight on their own, and the monk control has not been the best for Fire, so I'm not against that, but ideally he would be able to just use the monks. Ideally. However, there are also some... There were also some scouts before from Barles. I'm not really sure if Fire was expecting to see standard scouts. Shouldn't though, because the showmatches are going to be strong. Hey Whitebeard. Fulminata as well, hi. And Magnum Mood, I hope you guys are doing alright. I hope you're enjoying the show match so far. There we go. He ends up pushing the Mango Die back. There's just one castle for Barles, so if he tries to go for military over here, his production potential is not going to be quite as high. He does have a second TC on the very back though, and he's going for a third TC on the left hand side, so once again it's gonna be up to 3 TCs. But at the very least, Fire will be on 3 TCs this time around himself as well, so he shouldn't keep on falling behind much further than this. And if both players can keep all 3 TCs working for each, that's going to kind of freeze the current villager lead, right? And it's going to stay a constant 14 extra villages for Barles. Unfortunately, Fire is not really putting any more pressure anymore though. Just got the Siege Workshop forward, and now he's gonna play defensive against the Mango Die, and Barles is doing a really good job, taking 2 villages down. Hello, Haug. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing alright as well. And Fire, oh! He's dancing in the dark. But Barles does end up getting a few nice picks over there in the end. Plus on the right hand side, there's a second group of units coming over from Barles. It's got crossbows. These will end up getting cleaned up by the showmatch riders though. Yeah. I believe in Fire, he can do it. Well, I'm hoping that he'll be able to take this one, otherwise it's going to suck having to play games 4 and 5, right? Because it's a play all 5 show match. If you are already down by 3. Well, you technically lose. However, when you are playing all 5 games, you can still play games 4 and 5 for some prize money. Now, mind you, there is no initial prize money for this show match. It's going to be based on donations. There is no information about that on the AoE zone thread, but if you do !mark show match, you can contribute towards the prize pool for this show match. There is a donation link over there for Huevo Coyotls. Tip and page, and he's collecting the donations himself. I chipped in a little bit myself, but it's not too much. So if anybody wants to contribute, that's the way you do it. $4TC now coming out for Barles. Ah, and fires on 5 TCs actually. Went for the 4th one over here, 5th one on the back. Nice. He's collecting a lot of stone. And you know what? He's managed to catch up in villager count for the most part. Yeah. Now, have you been in the AoE scene a long time? What does Daniel have a penguin on his Red Bull Low banner? That is actually a good question. I have no idea. I do not have the answer for that. I'm sorry. Maybe it was just his favorite animal? Everyone's got something, right? Doesn't Jordan have like a phoenix? Viper the snake? Does Dal have a panda or something like that? Maybe they just asked him, what would you like to have in your banner? I do not know. If there's a story behind that, it's not that I'm aware of. NBL with the board, yeah. That is just so good. Nice flanking attempt over here from Fire, but in the end, Barles moves away. That is the thing about these units. Mangubai, cavalry archers, you know, even cape checks. Mounted range units are high mobility as well, so it's really hard to trap them. Even if you bring a second group of units from behind, even if you end up, yeah, flanking the units, it's very hard for you to do any damage because they just go to the side and then they just, yeah, run away. So the Shivanshas over here, whilst they will still end up cleaning out the mango, they end up getting a good surround going. It's very unlikely they will get a surround. Barles is going to keep the units out in the open. NBL said that they asked him, that's why he has a Rhino now. Ah. I see. Well, it's yeah, I guess they just asked the players, and for some reason they chose a penguin. You would have to ask him why. 60 Cs, by the way, for Fire, and he gets the castle lap. He's on his way to the Imperial Age. This is really good. Barles is going out to the Imperial Age as well, but Fire, the simple fact that we are getting to the Imperial Age in this game, that he's remained competitive for most of the game, is already a departure compared to games number 1 and 2, which seemed fairly lackluster from Fire. He's done a much better job over here. At the very least, the game's played out much better for him, and it's looking great. He still has all 8 herdables garrison, if I'm not mistaken, and 2 mills, yes. Makes me think of the song Throw Me Away, made from T90's Terranova Duos game. Just lost a villager to a penguin. Nice, nice. There we go, there's a pike for Barles. Starting to go for a few pikes over here. It's taking a while for him to get there. Now he's on 3 castles, so his production potential compared to some minutes ago has gone up. with 200%, then that's going to allow him to train Mangudai significantly faster. Once he gets to the Imperial Age, these are going to become much more threatening once we get Bracer, chemistry, you know, Parthen tactics, all the goodies. And he's there in the Imperial Age. Elite Mangudai, of course, everything, right? Conscription. So Fire's going for Elite Shrivamsha Riders. This is not Elite Shrivamsha, actually. This is... Oh, yeah, this is Elite Shrivamsha Riders. And he's got Plate, Bard, and Armor coming up. So once again, the units from Fire will be good. It's just that I don't think he'll be able to catch up to the Mangudai. And as long as Barles is just roaming around and he's the one putting pressure, that's what... Yeah, that's what's going to be good, right, for Barles. He's getting 3 villages down over here. Make that 4, make that 5, make that 6. Yes, sir. The Fire cannot react over there on time. Now Barles is splitting his army up into 2 groups. Chemistry's coming up now. He's going heavily into pikemen as well. So it'll be very difficult for Fire to just keep on going for cavalry alone. Yeah, and he's going for camels now. I am not... Oh, man. I do not really know what Gujaras can do in this position, though. What can he go for? Riders are faster than Mangudai with husbandry. Why won't they catch them? Because the Mangudai are also mobile units, and even if you are faster by a little bit, that's not really going to allow you to trap the units. So, check this out. How many hits is it getting? How long is it taking for him to get a single hit? Especially when you're chasing with units, even if they are faster, they usually do end up stepping in front of each other. And okay, that is bad for Barles. I'm not really sure why he's going straight through the Shrivamsha Riders, but yeah, even if you have faster units, usually they're going to kind of stumble upon each other and stutter oftentimes. So you can see Barles is just getting away. Now we have camels from Fire. Yeah, chakram throwers. I mean, against the pikemen it's going to work, but they are going to go down to the Mangudai. It's not particularly close. Frontier guards coming out for Fire. Still not 100% familiar with the new civ, so this is going to give camel riders and elephant archers 4 melee armor. Chakram boys can't wreck anything. Mangudai can also go down to chakrams very easy. Alright. Fire's not going for it. And he's actually calling the GG over here. He was trying to make a push. He had 2 trebuchets, but in the end he ended up getting completely cleaned out by pikemen as he was going for full cavalry, right? And the single unit from Barles over here was sufficient for him to clean everything out. Let's take a look at the achievements. And what do we get? Yeah, 3-0 over here. It's a play all 5 though, so we will still have games 4 and 5. Regardless though, for achievements is looking very good for Barles with a 9 to 8 KD ratio, a little bit higher than that actually. And then for economy, we have a stronger economy for Fire. Just barely though, collecting close to 1,000 extra resources. He does manage to get to the Imperial Age faster, but by a very small margin, only 20 seconds. And yeah, well, he was close to catching up in villager count. He never quite managed to get there. And Barles was able to hold on to a stronger economy for most of the game, even after getting raided in the Castle Age. Actually, after getting pushed in the Castle Age by Fire Siege and Shrivamsha Riders. So let's go back and wait for game number 4. I imagine it might actually be here. It's a different one. Yeah, it's a different one. So this is not... This is just Circus. So I'm going to read you the description for Circus Maximus, which is an arena-like map. And it's basically this map, but with starting walls. With circular walls. So instead of having boulders, the players would start with walls. That is the submission that we had for the RMS Cup 2. So I'm just going to read the description for that one. And then you just remove the walls, right? Inspired by the Roman Circus Maximus, which featured chariot races, gladiator fights, and other games. Players start in a circular base enclosed by 45 palisades. Okay, so that's not the case over here, but then for the rest it's going to be the same. But the resources are limited. With no berries, but otherwise standard food, including deer, small woodlines, and only 6 tiles each of gold and stone, they must soon venture into the circus to find gold. or into the overlooking stance to find wood, food, and stone. So the overlooking stance over here are going to have food, wood, and stone, right? We see the wood, the food over here, berries, and stone piles as well, but there's not going to be any gold over here. So you do need to venture out in order to find gold. That's going to be the center, right, on the valley. Or on the stage, I guess, depends on how you want to see it. The way that this would have worked, if it was Circus Maximus, would have been... Let me check. Yeah, it would have been basically kind of like this, with the walls connecting the wool lines. Actually, not even connecting the wool lines, because I think the walls were just fully connected, so they were enclosing the players. Oh, no, they do connect the wool lines, never mind. So this is basically the same that we had for the submission, but without the walls. So yeah, you do venture into the stands to get access to stone, wood, and food. And yeah, that's going to be about it. The description says, in keeping with the theme, players start with a centurion instead of a scout, and a large number of lions menace the map. But on this one, they are going to start with standard scouts over here. So they have tweaked this, and it's a little bit more standard. Or they had tweaked Circus Maximum before, so it was not quite as standard. In any case, we have Hindustan is for fire, while Barles, on the other hand, he's playing with Mayans. There's not a lot of extra wood. Yeah. How much does each tree have over here? 100, right? So we had 3 patches of wood, and these are going to be standard. And then outside, these are 100 each. So you do need to go out to the top in order to get extra wood in good amounts. Otherwise, this is not really the best, right? Kind of reminds me of slopes a little bit. You know? With a little bit of a skinnier top, I guess. A narrower area up in the north. And by the way, if anyone's having issues with blue on purple over here for the player colors, do let me know. Remember as well that this show match is fully sponsored by the community, and the prize pool is going to be based on donations. So if you would like to contribute towards the prize pool, you can do !showmatch, and you'll get a link to it, to the tipping page you can send money to. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Ingrid. PLH is on the way already for Barles. Fire. It's gonna try and make a play for a fast castle over here. That is a nice mining camp, mind you. Yeah. It's good. PLH is on the way now for fire as well. Let me get some water. All right. Double archer range is on the way for Barles. He gets a 10% discount on archer production in the fuel H already. And notice the players are starting to connect the dots. At the very least, fire is. Because you do begin with a bunch of boulders, you can fairly easily connect these and go for walls, right? Kind of like this, like so, like this, and even potentially towards the edge. I'm not sure if you can go towards the edge of the map. I don't know if you can build on top of this terrain. But yeah, if you could, that'd be good. At the very least, you would be able to secure the wool line over here. That'd be fantastic for fire. Let's take a look at the scouting information as well to see if he knows about the archer ranges. He knew about the barracks. He's probably expecting an archer range though, given the civilization Barles is playing with. Nice. Nice snipe. Here come the archers in fire. Fire's still open. He's working towards closing himself up. But will he be able to get this on time though? Then on the left hand side is actually open still. It's going for his own archer range. So we'll see skirmishers come up potentially. And you know what? Fire is not really able to go up to the castle H in the end. We have the same villager count for both players. And Fire was kind of getting close. But now he's going into skirmishers. Oh, and it was open! So here comes Barles. There is always a hole, man. There is always a hole. Here comes Barles with the archers. Might end up getting the village down over there. He's not going to try and chase it away because he's going to run the risk of getting, you know, outed of the map. So here he comes again. On his own. After the villager that is so close though. The one skirmisher from Fire is going to provide enough defenses for the time being, but check this out. We have extra archers coming in from Barles, and actually that's going to be a scary one, man. He's coming in with a bunch of extra units, so he's going to have 7 archers, and Fire was bringing the villager a little bit too late, so the palaces over here are not coming up, or is not coming up. And Barles' archers are looking extremely threatening. If he's able to find an opening over here on the woodland for Fire, this could be atrocious. One skirmisher going down. Make that 2 skirmishers down. You know, if Barles plays his cards right over here, he might be able to clean these units out, but he is taking some losses. That's been 2, 3 archers going down, and more skirmishers coming out from Fire will allow him to defend. So the archers ultimately end up getting pushed away. And Barles now is going to try to trade for vills, right? So yeah, he gets 1 villager. 1 villager! But he's losing 5 out of 7 archers. And Fire has defended himself quite cost effectively. Barles has been getting a lot of idle TC time though, so it seems like this push came at a cost. He was probably paying attention to the units for a very long time, and that allows Fire to get ahead by 1 villager, despite the fact that he was the only player taking a villager loss. I think he's got Loom, right? He's got Loom. I'm not really sure if Barles got it, because Barles is... Yeah, he's got it. Is behind by 1 villager only, but he's got 1 minute. Oh, that's because of the extra villager that Mayans became with. Never mind. Anyway, there's always a hole. You just gotta believe. You just gotta believe in yourself, and you'll manage to find it and get access. Oh, this is good though. Did Barles know about this, or he knew about it? He ended up tripping with his own villagers. Yeah, and he ends up losing a 3rd villager, so now he brings the skirmishers, but Barles has already managed to do good damage and get ahead in villager count once again. 2 extra villagers compared to Fire. It's really good for Barles. It's gonna be the one to go out to the castle age faster though. Fire's got 1 extra food worker. Barles got... yeah, extra farms coming up now. We'll see what we get. There we go. Beautiful. Fire's buying his resources to go up to the castle age. Barles done the same. Barles being able to click up a little bit sooner. Meanwhile, Fire on the other hand is taking a while longer to go up, but he'll be on his way not much later compared to Barles. It's a lot of stone for Fire. Well, he's up against archers and potentially Eagle Warriors, so his unique unit does make sense in this situation, and he'll be going for a castle as soon as he gets to the castle age. Barles been going just for archers for the most part. Remember as well though, hey hidden official, remember as well though that there aren't a lot of resources available immediately to the players around the TC, so after they run out of these, they're gonna have to venture out into the open. The amount of stone that's available for the players, though, is going to suffice for them to get a few castles up. Yeah, that's a lot. That's 8. So yeah. Hey Otis. Hi, welcome back. Long time no siege. Hope you're doing alright. Cassie is gonna be here for Barles. He's making a transition into Eagles. How many barracks do we have? And how many gold miners? He's got 8 gold miners. That's not going to suffice for him to spam Eagles. He's got just 2 barracks, 2 archer rangers. Barles doesn't seem to be too convinced about what to go for, and to be fair, it's difficult, right? As Fire gets to the castle age very soon, if he gets a castle up, that's first off going to stop the aggression from Barles. And second off, okay, defensive siege workshop, that's alright. But yeah, I would definitely like for him to try and buy the stone, 100 stone, right, and just get the castle up, because the house is going down over here and the pressure is still going to come up. So if he also to get a castle around here, maybe even behind the siege workshop, now that he's relocated it, it's going to prevent any pressure from Barles. Or at the very least, it's going to prevent Barles' pressure from being successful. He's not going for it though, he's just patiently waiting for the villagers to actually collect the resources. Alright, so he's got enough right now. There's a magnet coming up here the Fire is going to realize about in a moment. Wait, what? What is this? This is not the case in the game, right? Is this bugged? Yeah, he should be able to see the magnet still. Yeah? Oh, this is actually bugged in the game as well. Interesting. Huh. Hey, Jaraka. Second DC and then Ghoul on time? Yeah, honestly, I would have preferred the castle right away. I do not like the second TC. I do not like the second TC. It's delaying the Golem. He's go- Oh god, this is not a good castle location. This doesn't defend the TC. I think Fire might be in, yeah. in trouble over here. Boy! Why? This is... Why though? Was he overconfident in his defense? A siege workshop was never going to hold too... Was never going to hold for too long. He needed to get the castle up, like, right away. I don't get it. Because it's attack round? Maybe. Yeah, that could be a throw-in. That could be it. I'm puzzled about the result for this one. But yeah, Barles is going to end up getting game number 4. And boy, it seems like this might just be a full Fire kneel over here. We're going to take a look at game number 5, of course, but it's not looking good for Fire. If we take a look at the achievements, we find a very close to 2 to 1k ratio for Barles. It's going to be 19 to 10, of course. For economy, on the other hand, he does not get a stronger economy compared to Barles, collecting about 1300 extra resources, which is just what you expect to see from Mayans. And for society as well, Barles was first off able to go out both to the field and castle ages faster, and then for society, he was on a higher work count towards the end of the game. During a good portion of the game, Fire was ahead until he got spotted outside, collecting resources exposed. But yeah, well played. Barles is beasting it out today, and Fire is struggling. He's certainly struggling. There we go. Welcome you guys to the Kimberly mine. I'm just going to change this a little bit. There we go. And we do have plenty of gold over here available still. Why? Because the Age of Empires takes place during the medieval age. So the gold was not yet taken by the miners, and it's all available over here. This is mostly what's special about this map. So at the center you have the pit with a bunch of gold. As a matter of fact, how much gold do we have over here? I believe this is correct, right? We did not select any extra golds by accident. No, alright, so we have 126 golds over here. That's gonna be worth 101,000 gold. So it's safe to say players should not be running out of gold on a normal game. At the center, we do have some fish, some deep fish. We do have some shore fish. And yeah, they're going to be on each side of the pit over here. So we have fire down the south and then Barles up in the north. I guess we can just try to catch up. We're behind by 2-3 minutes, I think, so it's fine. I don't think we're going to miss too much action. Duck's coming up already, alright. Okay, never mind. We get a village down over there for fire to Barles' scout. And yeah, now we can try to catch up again. I guess we already are very, very close to being completely live. Or we can probably just go 2x as opposed to going full throttle. Yeah. And Barles is going for militias. This at the center, you cannot really walk on top of, so you cannot target the fishing ships if they are collecting from, yeah, over here just on the water, right? But he's coming in already. Trying to get to the villagers. And there's a little bit of idle time for fire, plus the fact that he lost a villager is going to be kind of detrimental for him. However, because of the fishing ships over here, he manages to keep up with the economy and actually get ahead by 2 workers. Otherwise, he probably will be behind already. Man, these maps are something special for sure, and I'm very much looking forward to see what else we are going to get for the RMS series of show matches. If this one is successful, for which, once again, I think it's important if it's a possibility to contribute towards the prize pool, because I don't think... I'm not really sure they will want to go for more of these without a prize pool. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can talk to Coyote about it later. Anyway, the quick walls are coming in for fire, and he manages to get it just in time. He's stepping on it though with the scout. And the villager goes down in the end still though. It's so hard to quick wall the hail. And despite the fishing ships over here, Barles is still going to stay ahead. 6 villagers down already from fire. And he's got 5 fishing ships over here. He's the first player going out to the fuel age as well. So that's, of course, going to cause him to naturally fall behind the villager count a little bit. But Barles has done some great damage already. Absolutely fantastic. Barles has done a really good job selecting Tatters as a civilization over here, because if a bunch of the battles are going to take place at the center or around the center, just trying to fight over map control for the gold, Tatters over here will be a very strong civilization, because you can always just move your units a little bit further up. That's going to give you so much more damage. Like if players, imagine we have a group of units from fire and a group of units from Barles, and they are just alternating who's got the heal for each hit. Either archers or scouts or knights or whatever. Every time the Barles got the heal advantage, he's going to deal significantly more damage compared to every time Fire's got the heal advantage. So with good unit control, you should be able to get away with Tatters over here. Interesting walls from Barles as well, trying to protect the militias over here so they can take the dock down. That means that Fire's fishing ships will be kind of useless until he's able to go for another dock himself. So he's going for one up in the north. Sending villagers out into the open seems kind of risky though, as Barles might know about it. He doesn't know about it, but he's going to find out about it. Yeah, he knows now, so he's gonna have to bring the militia back. Is he? He's going down though. Outpost. Yeah, I'm not really sure why he went the longer side with the militias, but yeah, he's here. Meanwhile, Barles is only now going up to the fuel age. He's clicked up on 30 villagers. Fire on the other hand. Well, fire in the hole! He's got villagers over here taking a lot of damage. Barles cannot really get the villagers down, but he's going to end up pushing fire away. Now that the fuel age is here, Fire can at the very least protect his dog by going for some navy, and he's got the one standard galley over here. There is a dock already for Barles, so Fire is going to go for a few extra navy units just so that he can secure the pond. There is still some deep fish over here to collect, and the shore fish, mind you. So there's still some food to be had over here, not too much. Yeah, galley, I imagine, so that he can prevent villagers from towering this, or militias from targeting the dock. One fire galley still takes out everything. Yes, but Fire managed to get the galley out even before Barles got to the fuel age, so now he's got a fire galley over here out as well. And he could go for more. He's not going for any more though. I think he's probably just going to wait to see if Barles is going for anything. Barles' dog's got a flag over here now, so yeah, Fire's going for a second fire galley. It makes sense. On the left hand side, it's got archers moving on, so that's double archer range approach actually from Fire. And oh, he's getting targeted though by the militias. The Woolen over here got spotted. Yeah, and Barles is going to try and keep on doing damage over here. We're going to keep an eye on the HP of the villagers, but here come the archers from Fire. Is going to get a villager down already from Barles. Overall, EKKD is still 7-1. Feels Brazil in favor of Barles. There we go, but that's not going to be the case for much longer as the second villager goes down over here for Barles. However, yeah, the fire galleys are coming out already for Barles, and Fire's got 2 fire galleys and the standard galley over here. He should still end up coming out on top for sure. And there's another fire galley on the way for Barles, another fire galley on the way for Fire. Barles is the first player to go out to the castle age, and it's gonna be the case by a very, very long shot, you know. It's a significant head start over here. Doesn't seem like Fire should be able to click out to the castle age anytime soon. This is an interesting position. Kind of makes me wonder if Fire's just going to tap out the moment Barles gets to the castle age. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. It's a very precarious position for Fire right now. He might be still fighting over the center, but we have only shorefish left over here, which is not the strongest food source. And yeah, it's just... He's just kept on spending trying to defend this. Barles taking advantage of the militia push early on, doing so much damage, or actually catching so much attention from Fire. And Barles was always completely safe that he went up to the fuel age on 30 villagers, and he was able to get away with this. It's not a fast castle per se, but it's much, much faster compared to Fire's uptime. Is it even worth to invest so much on water? Can't the player just put towers if it really wants the relics? A tower? You cannot... what do you mean? Around the water? You cannot build on top of the water. You cannot walk on top of the water for this map. If you're talking around the lake, maybe. Yeah, you could go for a tower. That probably would have been better for Fire, perhaps, over here too. These are just palisades, right? Yeah. A tower, 1 fire galley alone, and that's probably enough to prevent Barles from going for much of anything. I think we are completely caught up, right? Or do we still have something to catch up for? Oh, we were completely caught up. Yes. We were completely caught up. Nice. Marchers coming in from Fire. There is a dead villager over here. Here we go. Fire should be on his way to the castle village very soon. He's not tapping out though, he's trying. Only 2 villages ahead means that by the time he gets to the castle village, eventually he'll be 4 villages behind. Cavalry archers coming out right now for Barles. Wasn't the show match? Wasn't that the show match where the caster also was supposed to cast half naked? Wait, what? That is not the case today. No. You can never know, but not today actually. It's kind of chilly, so maybe in the summer. Hey Dan, welcome back. It's a lot of cavalry archers coming out from Barles. For Taros, cavalry archers are not anything special per se, but they do get free thumbring, which is going to make these cavalry archers significantly stronger because targeting static units is already going to yield 100% accuracy. Yeah, and he's actually doing a lot of damage over here, taking on the galley. And the heal bonus, yes, we get free thumbring, but like the actual units, there's nothing special about these guys, but getting the thumbring for free is good, and extra bonus damage when attacking from higher elevation is really good. Plus the fact that they are very mobile means that you're more often than not going to be able to take advantage of the higher elevation because you can just kite. No matter what you phase from fire, you can always just kite and try to get the hill advantage. On the right hand side, fire is getting cleaned up, the archers are going down to the cavalry archers, and as he gets to the castle, he goes for Elite Skirmisher and Bodkinaro. This doesn't really spell good news for fire because it means he's going to be playing defensive. And playing defensive when you're so much later to the castle edge is never really ideal. You're much later to the castle edge, you want to be ahead of the military count and you want to be putting pressure because your opponent might as well be on 2, 3, 4 TCs and might very well be getting ahead by quite a lot. Who cares if we don't have a cow? Yeah, I don't think you want to see that anyway though. Just use your imagination. You know, if you use your imagination, any streamer you want can be naked. Anyway, I do like that fire for the defensive units he's got. At the very least he's going forward and trying to put pressure, but it's rough. It's rough. Barles got a good amount of cavalry archers over here, and he's got a stable, obviously, for the CA. It's important so that he can get bloodlines, but it's also going to enable him to go for knights, and he does have 1 knight already on the way. Down south instead. Yeah. We have a stable from fire and double archer ranges, but yeah, he's going for knights, skirmishers, and monks right now. This is not bad necessarily. This is something that I would like to see him complement with the 4 siege workshop, but ideally he would have sent the villager forward whilst he was on his way to the castle, so he will be able to start putting pressure as soon as he gets up. Now he's behind the military, he's behind the economy. Barles has managed to get over 45 minutes of extra gather economy time compared to fire, and if we take a look at gather economy or gather resources so far, Barles should be significantly ahead, and he is by about 1200 extra resources. There we go, alright. Barles is coming in with the counter push. A lot of CA, some knights, and fire's gotten the second TC up. This is not good, man. I do not like this. Yeah, going for economy after being so much later to the castle is just so risky. Seems like he might be able to catch up in villager count, but never mind. With ballistics already here for Barles, he's getting villagers in motion as well. Ballistics You know, thumb ring, 100% accuracy on these cavalry archers. There is no running away from that. So the skirmishers are here. Barles just trying to pull the skirmishers away from the TC, and then he could potentially try and target those with the knights, but there's a monk over here, so he'll end up just bailing with the whole thing, his whole army. But he's already been able to get some good damage down, mind you. Plus, he ends up getting all the fishing ships down at the center as well, so Fire's worker count is still going to remain much lower compared to Barles, despite having the second TC. Here we go, here come the knights. He's going to get a conversion for sure. Oh, he couldn't get it though. He ended up losing both monks. And now the knights will end up taking care of the skirmishers over there. Meanwhile, the cavalry archers can take care of everything else. We'll see Ville start to crumble very soon. As Fire's force into garrison in the TC to protect the skirmishers. Barles is going to bail from the TC area. However, he can still take the skirmishers down, and check that out. He's going after the skirmishers with the cavalry archers already, and he's getting away with it. I think this might be open in between the trees over here. It's not. So this is walled for Fire. However, Barles, I think he might actually be able to get away. Just going around here. It's just not going to want to take the risk currently. But honestly, if he sends the knights first to soak damage from the TC, he should be able to go away, to go around actually, but he's just going to try to break through instead. Oh, he's going it. Wait, what? He could have gone around. I'm not really sure why he didn't commit with two of these cavalry archers. They were already kind of on the other side already. But yeah, 4 siege workshop from Barles, and despite being the player with the highest villager count right now, it's gonna be the one putting pressure as well. And finally, he's coming forward. He's getting the monks down over there. So far, Fire's been able to get a single conversion. He's got 4 monks so far. As the cavalry archers are coming around over here, he doesn't really have the protection against the monks over here for the knights anymore. However, he will end up getting a bunch of villages from Fire, bringing his eco KD up to 28 to 2. So 14 to 1 eco KD ratio. Yeah. There's a second group of cavalry archers on the left hand side as well, so he'll be putting pressure from both the left and right hand sides. Meanwhile, Fire's on 3 TCs, just trying to hold on, playing defensive, but been saying it since he got to the Castle Age. Unfortunately, playing defensive in this situation doesn't seem like the right call, and Barles is just doing a great job. With the mantle over here, he will most likely, yeah, end up taking the TC on the right hand side, and there is nothing that Fire can do about it. So he calls it GG, and this is going to be a full 5-0 set in favor of Barles. So absolutely incredible performance, and Fire struggled today. He struggled big time. Let's take a look at the achievements before hopping back out. We'll see for military a stronger KD for Barles, and not by a long amount. It's actually 3 to 1, close to 3 to 1, very, very close to it. As for economy, we see a much stronger economy for him. He ended up collecting about 2,300 extra resources, despite the fact that Fire was the one on extra TCs, and he was the only player going for fishing ships, and that's just going to be so rough for Fire. It's a faster uptime to the Castle Age for Barles by a lot as well, and for Society a much higher worker count towards the end of the game, especially that the worker count was much more one-sided for Barles, and he was going to end up getting everything. He was going to end up getting even further ahead in worker count. So Fire struggles, Barles ends up getting the series, and I hope you enjoy the maps, guys. I hope that this is just the first of many series for the RMS series of show matches.